year. None bigger than the one that is materializing right now. Oh, hey, Woj Bomb, on draft night, the Lakers are nearing a deal with the Wizards to acquire Russell Westbrook for Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrel, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and a 2021 first-round pick. Sources tell our Adrian Wojnarowski what a power shift of Russell Westbrook potentially joining LeBron James out in L.A. As we now bring in Woj, she's joining us now from Brooklyn as we prepare for tonight's draft. Woj, what else can you tell us about this Laker deal for Westbrook?
Well, this has been a conversation, I'm told, that has gone back and forth for a period of time now, and that the two sides now feel like they are nearing a possible deal that would deliver Russell Westbrook to the Lakers. Now, the Lakers had continued and had been talking also simultaneously about a deal that would have brought them Buddy Hield from Sacramento for some of the parts that are in this proposed Wizards trade. Kyle Kuzma and Montrezl Harrel. Montrezl Harrel opted into his contract for next season earlier today, I was told, and that allows him to be included in these trades. I think Sacramento would still like to be aggressive in trying to get that deal complete. But I think for Washington, the chance to get some salary cap flexibility moving forward with Bradley Beal, bring back KCP, Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrel, some solid veteran players, another first-round pick in this year's draft, and then see if they can try to re-sign Bradley Beal and then be able to go out in the marketplace and try to get a big free agent in the future. But right now, Washington and L.A. are trying to complete this deal.
Unbelievable. Russell Westbrook was already the first MVP to be traded in consecutive seasons, so he's just adding now 3 straight seasons of an MVP being traded. Really unbelievable there. What other teams are engaged in trade talks among the top of the draft? Well,
certainly Philadelphia continues to try to find a new home for Ben Simmons. They're asking for a lot. Their asking price is steep. Simmons has 4 years left on his deal. They don't have to do a deal here at the draft. They're certainly prepared to take this into free agency in the offseason to see if something materializes, but things are fluid. They can change certainly in the evening, and there's a lot of jockeying in the lottery. Teams trying to move up. I think the deals you'll see from here on out that are built around draft picks will be on the clock. Teams waiting to see if players are available who they'd like to. Indiana and Atlanta talking about a deal that would allow Atlanta to get the 13th pick in this draft, Cam Reddish to the Pacers, and then the Pacers move back and take Atlanta's spot later in the first round. That's a conversation that has been continuing throughout the day.
And then, of course, a lot of intrigue, as you know, around the Warriors, too, right? They're such a unicorn lotto pick. They pick at 7 and 14, but obviously don't have as many needs as most lotto teams do. We'll certainly see what happens as Woj is standing by with the latest ahead of anything that is happening with our draft coverage tonight. Thanks, Woj.
Thanks, Al.
Stephen A. Smith is joining us now. Stephen A., I know you've been listening to Woj. What's your reaction to Russell Westbrook possibly joining the Lakers and LeBron, AD, and crew?
Well, first of all, if he ends up with the Lakers, obviously, even though they were in the championship picture last year before AD and LeBron periodically went down, definitely Russell Westbrook elevates your chances. There's no denying that. He averaged about 22 a game, which was down by about 5 points from his previous year, but he shot better from three-point range. First time he shot better than 30% from three-point range over the last 4 years. He's 32 going on 33 in November. He's an electrifying athlete. We all know that. An incredible finisher at the basket, an incredible player in the open court. The question about Russell Westbrook is going to be very, very simple, and that's going to pertain to his shot from the perimeter. Can he be a better three-point threat? Because usually that's what things come down to in the Western Conference postseason play. That's the question about him, but that appears to be the only question. He's a significant upgrade, not just from, a Schroeder or anybody else, but all the guys mentioned in the trade, the Kuzmas, Harrels of the world, Kentavious Caldwell-Popes. None of them even combined are Russell Westbrook, particularly when he gets going. And the notion of him being with LeBron and being with Anthony Davis is something that's incredibly, incredibly formidable, particularly when you consider the fact that it's Laker tradition, the Staples Center, that's his home, et cetera, it would be an electrifying situation, no doubt.
How would you answer that question? Can Russ be that threat, that three-point threat?
Oh, hell no. That's my only reservation about him. He defends. He goes all out. He never cheats you with effort. He's a superstar talent. He is the most athletic point guard in the history of the National Basketball Association. Make no mistake about that. But when defenses come playoff time, defenses, when they get back on defense and they don't give you but so many opportunities in the open court, and they turn you into a half-court team, and you struggle to hit three-point shots, that can be detrimental. Now, LeBron James, he could create shots for LeBron James. He certainly could create shots for Anthony Davis, along with various other teammates that he'd have available, and maybe they'd hit those shots. But if you're asking him to be that shot maker, well, there's a reason that he's lost to the likes of Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell, and of course, Damian Lillard in the postseason. It's primarily due to the fact that those dudes are marksmen, especially Steph Curry and Damian Lillard. And Russell Westbrook, that's the one thing you can't say about him. Everything else is there. There's a question mark in terms of his long-range perimeter shooting.
I know LeBron didn't go to the Lakers to just get one title. If this goes through with this lineup, this current roster, what's the Lakers' window to get another chip before it's all done?
I think 2 years. I think they'd have 2 seasons. Russell Westbrook will be 33 next season, 34 the season after that. But let's be very, very clear. He is a superstar. He's a superstar talent, make no mistake about it. Anthony Davis, when healthy, is a superstar, one of the top 5 players on the planet, but his durability is a question mark. And we all know that LeBron James is one of the top 2 players on the planet. I don't care what Giannis or anybody else is doing. We know how great that is. And so this would definitely be a trio to be reckoned with. But still, Brooklyn would have something to say about it. To a lesser degree, Milwaukee would have something to say about it. If the Clippers stayed together and everybody was healthy, they'd have something to say about it. So there would be teams in both conferences that would try to be roadblocks, and they'd have a legitimate chance. But there is no question if this deal goes through, it would be a significant upgrade for the Los Angeles Lakers, and they would clearly be one of the favorites, if not the favorite, to win it all, because you had some people having them as the favorite last year when it was just LeBron and Anthony Davis. Imagine if Russell Westbrook was in that lineup. That's how big this deal is. There's no doubt about that.
Stephen A. Smith breaking down our breaking news. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
All right.
Again, we expected a busy night.